Pokemon has captured the imagination of children around the world.
G'day guys, it's the Pokeron here. I'm going to chat to you guys about modern Pokemon today. I'm going to tell you all how it's one massive scam and all you need to get off it before some people start losing some big money. I'm going to say up front, this is not financial advice, this is my opinion. I am a Pokemon card expert, I've been in the game a long time, and this is what I genuinely believe is about to happen. I'm going to talk you through the whole thing with the help of the one and only KJ.
Yeah.
How are you, KJ?
I'm very good, thank you. Yourself?
Yeah, I'm good, mate. Are you ready to make a video for the YouTube community?
Yeah, certainly am, yeah.
First things first. Nintendo purposefully underprint the product. Try to get your head around this because it's very important. They're purposefully underprinting the product. Remember that. Have a few thoughts about that now because it's really going to come back into play as I make my way through the video. Okay. Nintendo underprint. They know the demand and they make less. Now, when they release the shortened amount of stock that they have printed, there is scalpers who are sleeping outside the store on the concrete, ready to push those kids out of the way to get those Pokemon cards, right? So, Nintendo prints it, scalpers are waiting. Scalpers then sell to the breakers. You know who breakers are. They're the guys on Whatnot going, oh my God, look, another banger. Smash that subscribe button. Now, of course, they want to be paid for their Oscar-worthy performance. So we'll get to that in a sec. Okay, now, the breakers sell to their customers. Okay, now, the difference between these transactions is when Nintendo sells to the scalper, feel free to come a little bit closer, KJ, if you like. You good there?
Yeah.
All right, so when Nintendo sells to the scalper, this is at retail price. Does everyone remember when you can get Pokemon cards for retail price? Yeah. So that's at retail, okay. When the scalper sells to the breaker, they didn't sleep outside on the concrete for nothing, so they bump that price up. Okay, they make a little bit of profit, right? Then when the breaker sells to their customer, okay, they also are on their Whatnot stream saying, oh my God, they want to get paid as well, okay? So that's the difference between these three transactions. Retail, price jump, customer pays the price jump, okay? Now, when this happens, okay, it also attracts investors, okay? Now, investors come along with big money, big cash, and they buy big quantities, further taking this stuff out of the hobby, guys, which doesn't necessarily make it the price jump, but it just makes the situation worse. I'll tell you who else makes the situation worse. YouTubers / influencers, okay? Influencers and YouTubers are making this whole thing worse because you've got a whole bunch of people out there that don't know anything about investing, that don't know anything about Pokemon cards. They're just clout chasers and they're just adding fuel to this whole fire. And they should probably just do something else, okay? Because people are making decisions based on their content and they're ultimately going to be bad decisions because effectively those people are taking advice from someone posing as an expert that really doesn't have a clue, which is never good, right? Now, what happens beyond this point is our investors continually keep selling to the breakers who keep selling to their customers, okay? So up here, this section is what happens when a product is released. Okay? That's what happens as soon as it's released. What happens beyond that point is the investors continually sell to the breakers and they keep selling to their customers. Because remember, these guys have a lot of stock. Because even though it's underprinted, there's still enough of it out there, right? To facilitate what I'm explaining, right? Now, the problem with this situation is When the investor sells to the breaker, again, you've got a price rise that the breaker passes on to their customer. So every time we go round and around and around and around and around and around like this, the price keeps going up and up and up, giving the illusion that modern Pokemon is the greatest investment of all time, when it's not. You've just got a purposefully underprinted product, okay, that is being sold to a desperate. When I say desperate, I mean they're just desperate for the product because they can't get it at stores. So they're forced to go to the breakers and the scalpers to buy this sort of stuff. Okay, so they're desperate because it's purposely underprinted, so they can't get it anywhere. And they're uneducated because they're not aware of this whole situation that I'm currently trying to make everyone aware of. Okay, so I call this a false economy. There is nothing real about this, okay? This is 100% false. You've got a very clever company underprinting the product, which leads to a chain reaction of all this taking place that leads to some data that some people find on the internet. Right? Now everyone thinks they're entrepreneurs because, you know, it's the coolest thing in the world to be an entrepreneur. So they're studying the graphs and they're saying, oh, look, oh, it's going, oh, look, it can't be stopped. Oh, crunching tackle. But in reality, it's just all false based on a very clever company underprinting a product to a desperate customer base that really want it because they're believing all these lies about this nonsense false economy. So they think it's the greatest thing ever. Half the people buying this stuff aren't even collectors. They're buying it because they think they're investors. Nintendo have people buying this stuff as investments. And how have they done that? They've created this illusion. They're fully aware this is happening, guys. They're fully aware this is happening, okay? Don't be angry at the scalpers. Everyone's on the internet going, oh, you scalpers are ruining the hobby. Shame, name and shame scalpers. Don't be angry at the scalpers, guys. They're just taking the free money that's on the table. Who can blame them? The problem is over here. The product is being purposefully underprinted. That's what's leading all this to happen. It's not their fault, in my opinion. It's this person's fault. And it's all your faults. Well, it's not really your fault because you may not know this is taking place. But after this video drops and it gets out there, it's 100% your fault. So I'm explaining to you what's going on. Legit. And soon in a second, I'm going to tell you what you should do instead. Okay? Because this is what's going on. Does everyone understand that? This is what is going on. Right? KJ?
Yeah.
Okay, so what's going to happen in the future? Let me break out my crystal ball, guys. Okay, so the first thing that's going to happen, awareness. Okay, you guys out there, you good, KJ?
Yeah.
Okay. Awareness is going to go up. You guys out there that are getting absolutely screwed by the system are going to get a tad smarter. Okay, now maybe that's because you've seen this video, or maybe it's because you work it out for yourself. But one way or another, this can't last because it's a, say it with me, KJ.
False economy.
Exactly, it's a false economy. So awareness of what's going on. Modern Pokemon isn't the, so it's either this is what's going on, or modern Pokemon is the greatest investment of all time, period. What do you reckon? So awareness is going to go up, okay? Now, demand is going to go down. Now, it's going to go down for numerous reasons, all right? It's going to go down because maybe this video has gone viral, or maybe this video hasn't gone viral, but some other YouTuber or influencer who steals other people's content is going to take my creative thoughts, put it on their platform, and his video is going to go viral, thank me later. However it goes down, I couldn't care less. But one way or another, demand is going to go down. Even if we have to wait until Pokemon just falls out of favor a little bit. You know, look at what just happened with One Piece. Came along for a little while. Look at DBS. Other products are coming along, and there's more products that are going to come in the future. And ultimately, nothing's cool forever. So one way or another, either by awareness going up or just general demand going down, this is what's going to happen. Okay? Now, what is also going to happen is Nintendo, aka the supply, is going to keep on printing. So awareness goes up, demand goes down. Nintendo are going to be pumping those machines. Now, whether they're reprinting modern sets or whether they're printing new sets, it doesn't make a difference. If they keep on printing, that supply that they're printing, along with demand waning for whatever reason and awareness going up for whatever reason, there is going to be a surplus of modern Pokemon cards. You're going to see Pokemon cards in stores again at retail price, guys. I can assure you at some point it is going to happen. Now, when this happens, what happens to our scalpers, our breakers, our investors, and our YouTuber/influencers? Okay, well, we'll start with the scalpers. The good news is, you boys can go and sleep in your beds. You don't have to sleep on the pavement anymore. Gone. There's no more money in it for you. Breakers, they're gonna go and have to go and beg for their old jobs back because Whatnot didn't turn out the way you thought it was gonna. See you later. Back to work. Next up, your YouTubers. They're gonna go away because as soon as the clout stops and everyone realizes they're complete morons, or should I say uneducated, Pokemon people, right? Who are giving all this advice and adding fuel to the fire. As soon as that stops getting believed again by the same desperate and uneducated public, they're going to move on to the next clout chasing venture that they think is going to make them the next Logan Paul, which leaves the investors, a very important group. Because if you remember the investors from up here, they've got cash and they've got a lot of product, guys. So when this surplus happens and these investors turn around and they realize the scalpers are gone, the breakers are gone, the influencers are gone, there's product sitting on store shelves at retail, what are they going to do? They are going to panic. And they should panic because you've got a big problem here, guys. Now, who knows what happens when investors that buy something for profit, all right, and they're taking all that product out of the market, cases and cases and booster boxes, as soon as this surplus happens, which leads to panic, what are they going to do? Say it for me at home, guys. What are they going to do? KJ?
Panic.
Yeah, and when they panic, what are they going to do?
Sell.
That's right. They are going to sell. Now, when they panic and sell, you will see an immediate drop in price for all those products. Okay? Now, how much will that product drop? I don't know. Okay? I'm not willing to speculate on that. It depends how much they panic and how much of this stock they've got. Okay? But what I will speculate on is there will also be a long period of price stagnation where the price of modern won't go up. Then we'll really see how much you guys out there really love your alt arts and your trainer gallery cards. Then we'll really see, won't we? Because you're going to have a long period where they're not going up in value. So we'll see how many of them you're still sending off for grading. We'll see how many of them you're putting in your folder collections and doing stuff with. Because it's BS. It's absolute BS. You're only buying it because it's going up in value. As soon as it stops going up in value, you're going to stop buying it. And so you should. Because you're going to have a long, drawn-out period of stagnation in and around this time. Awareness continues to go up. Demand continues to go down because there's just less demand. Nintendo keeps on printing. There you go. Long, drawn-out stagnation period. Now, in this long stagnation period, okay, what's going to happen is all of this money. Now, I want you guys to know, modern Pokemon is big business. There's a lot of money in what I'm saying over here. There's a lot of people in there. I'd say 95% or more of the people that are in this hobby right now are modern collectors because they've bought into the hype, they're intimidated by vintage, or they're scared to buy vintage for whatever reason. You know, and it's just easy to buy modern product. It's easy because you can buy off breakers or scalpers or maybe go to the store yourself. It's a low entry point, etc., right? So, 95% of the people in the hobby are modern collectors. But as soon as all this happens, they ain't going to be modern collectors anymore, bruh. They're going to be buying what they always should have been buying. Vintage. And when a portion of all of this money heads over to vintage, my word, you are going to have a Hail Mary home run explosion in the price of vintage, overdue in my opinion, while your modern counterpart is on this long drawn out stagnation. There it is right there, guys. Now you're probably wondering, why is no one saying this, guys? Because they're all making money out of you, the customer at home, this person here. They're making money out of you guys. Everyone's making money out of you guys. The Nintendo, the scalpers, the breakers, the investors, the YouTubers and the influencers. They're all making money out of you buying this stuff. That's why no one's talking about it. Me, I'm a vintage dealer. I collect vintage, I sell vintage, okay? So that is why I'm bringing it to you guys real. And ultimately, if you go and spend $2,000 on a vintage card, right? Does Nintendo make any money? No. Does a scalper make any money? No. Is there a breaker that makes some money? Nope. Does an investor make some money? I mean, you've obviously bought the card off a collector. Maybe the card has appreciated over time. That person's made some money, but it's genuine growth. It's genuine growth in vintage because it's genuine scarcity. All of this underprinting, it creates what I like to call fake scarcity, manufactured rarity. It's not genuine rarity like vintage. There's a big difference between Nintendo printing a certain amount and then turning the machines off. Because they know if they keep printing it, you're going to get to this point earlier. Understand that. They know that if they keep printing it, they're going to get to this part sooner. And they don't want this part. They know it's inevitable, but they're trying to squeeze it out for as long as possible. They know this is coming because they remember what happened between the years of 2003 to 2014. They remember when Pokemon got quiet. And they know it's going to happen again because, like I said, everything happens in cycles. Not to mention, if a few people get around this here and help me spread this message, it's going to happen quick smart. And people are going to learn because knowledge is power at the end of the day, guys. And the only person who's getting screwed in all this is the customer. Everyone else is making money. That's why they're caning their socials. Oh, every set's the latest, greatest thing. Look at this drowsy artwork. Look at this magic art. What are you talking about? You can go back and buy the first edition rookies. How can this card be worth more? It's pop 5,000. The slightly better artwork ain't gonna make the difference. Especially when it's pop 5,000. I'm sorry, you've been lied to. It makes no sense. It's not possible. It's not logical. Simple. It doesn't matter how good that Glaceon Giratina artwork is. I'm sorry. It doesn't matter. The 107th Pokemon card set is not going to be worth more than the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, 4th, 5th, 6th, 7th Pokemon card set. It's not going to happen. It's a lie. It's a lie. Do you understand? And really, it doesn't matter how many morons believe a lie, it's still a lie. It doesn't matter how convincing this lie is. You can blame the scalpers if you want. You can blame the breakers if you want. You can hate on me if you want. But it ain't going to change the truth. So, that's what's going on out there, guys. If anyone wants to debate me about this, anytime, anywhere, YouTube, Instagram, I'll take this all on. We'll do a debate. 10 modern people that just think, oh yeah, it's the artwork, it's the artwork, it's the artwork. You know, vintage is old, who wants that old stuff? Wake up. Wake up, please. We're talking about serious money. There's big opportunities here. There's opportunities here. Don't tell me it's too expensive. Go have a look. There's cheap vintage out there. Do you know how much you guys are paying for this modern garbage? Go watch some of the videos out there, the top modern sales. If you're not rolling on the floor laughing at how stupid people are, well, it is what it is. I hope you really like that artwork, really. I hope you really, really, really like that artwork. Because as for an investment, I'll give you the hot tip. If the first set ain't going so well, if the first set has its moments, where do you think the 107 set's going to fit in, especially with a population of thousands? Anywho, I'm done. KJ, do you have any questions?
No.
You get all that, mate?
Yeah, I got it, yeah.
Oh, good. You've done a great job, mate. And if you've got any questions about any of this, you can hit me up anytime, all right? Because I know you've got a nice collection of vintage cards like you should. If anyone else has any questions, drop them down in the comment section. Guys, can we just wake up? Can we just wake up? This is the world. This is real. It's real. Pinch yourself. Yeah. This is BS. Listen to what I'm saying. So, there we have it, guys. Any questions, hit me up. Sorry, I'm very passionate about it, guys. I believe in vintage. I don't believe in this manufactured scarcity crap.